Are you awake?
Yeah. I'm here.
The long cover for the short
Okay.
cover.
I just want to give this quick presentation about the OS2World wiki.
That's a good day, Louis.
I had explained it before what a wiki is. A wiki is basically a web page that you can modify. It's part of what was called the Web 2.0, when users can have more can modify the contents on the web. Web 1.0 was just posting static pages that the user can only read. Now the user can interact and change things. That is what a wiki is about. A wiki is about a web page that can be improved and can be changed. I'm now the OS2World wiki, which is os2world.com/wiki, and I'm with the Niels ID, right? Logging in. So I wanted to show you what I do on this wiki. I basically use it as my log and as my OS2 log. All the stuff I do with OS2 when I try new software, I try to post something on the wiki about it. So if I try a new software, I take a screenshot, I post it here on the wiki. How it's organized, the wiki has pages, has like some articles, and everything is a page, okay? I'm not very good with Neil's mouse.
Oh, the mouse on the left is hooked up,
Oh, sorry.
I think.
Okay, yeah, I can do it, yeah, yes.
Wake up, you're making us seasick.
Okay. I'm not left-handed, but well, the mouse works fine. So I have some pages like, for example, a hardware category, and under hardware, it loads. Under hardware, I have made a page with different kind of categories, for example, laptops, computers, and I tried to list some of the laptops that have been tested with OS2, Ecom Station, or ArcaOS. Okay, for example, I have tried to put a rating, and we can see this is from someone in the community. I don't have this laptop. And when he sent me the info, I tried to create a page trying to list what is working, what is not working. Very important to also list the hardware ID of each component. So if someone says, okay, this component is working with this hardware ID, and you have the same, it's very possible that it will work for you too. And if it doesn't work, it will also not work for you. So it's also very important to have more deep hardware information. I try to consolidate that, and general comments, oh, well, it sounds fine, the procedure goes fine, or the procedure is very complicated, I have to shut down the USB legacy or something like that. Trying to document that things for each specific hardware configuration I have found. Okay, so this is, for example, the hardware area of the wiki. I also have software, for example, and I have some, well, this is a category page. When I have like categories, like, I don't know what we could do to show, calculators, there's some calculator lists, calculator pages about each software. I don't know what can be very nice. I also have some, well, this is hardware, software, and also have my other projects. Like, for example, my hit list, which is the open source campaign, which will be forever there. I always try to get more software open sourced. So this is my hit list. It's not very nice organized, but I have the people that I have contacted and are looking for the source code, people that have agreed, and people that lost the source code forever. Wow. Okay, so or no desire to open, which can change in the future. Okay, people say me, no, I don't want to open source, but maybe in 5 years they will, maybe in 10 years they will. We never know, so I always keep trying. So this is my hit list, okay? And even I have like a profile of each person or each developer, which software has they developed and how to contact him. So, for example, this one gave me permission to republish their content on the wiki. Okay? So this is also my hit list. When I try to contact people and try to see what's going on. For example, another project is the IBM OS2 courseware. When I try to list all the OS2 courses, I would say refined courses. Yeah, okay, courses that that used to be available. I don't have all of these. I have just like one or two. For example, I have the Web Server for eBusiness. Where is it? Web Server for eBusiness that IBM gave me permission to republish. This is the description of the course. Type, duration, 5 days, language, English. We should take this. And important things, the download. Instructor exercise guide, student exercise, master visual, student notebook, instruction guide, reprint courtesy of International Business Machines Corporation. I asked for this permission on 99, I guess. Well, I'm not, no, 99. Oh, I asked it like 4 years ago or 5 years ago. So I'm trying to, this is also my hit list for documentation. I'm also trying to find all the rest of the courses and ask IBM for permission to republish it. Okay? So this is the part, for example, for IBM courseware. And what else do I have? Let me check them. And what I'm also working is not right there. Let me see if I can search for it. Right now, since the Internet Archive is is working on digitizing a lot of CDs. So they are digitizing everything that it should be. All the shareware CDs from Windows 3.1, from the OS2 from any CD that used to be distributed on the 90s, on magazines, they are digitizing and uploading it. So I'm trying to review some of those CDs and try to check for source code, for sample source code, to put it on GitHub, and also any strange program or any strange shareware that is not available on hubs, that is not well known, to try to put it on hubs, just for people to try it if it still works. And so this is what I'm also doing, trying to list all the CD-ROMs. I have my list here.
Where are these CD-ROMs hosted?
The CD-ROMs are hosted on the Internet Archive site in San Francisco. Okay? So the Internet Archive is a library, a public library, not a government library, a public library, which doesn't receive state money. It was founded by a millionaire that wanted to do something for the humanity, and he said, I want to create the Alexandria Library of today. You know the Alexandria Library? I'm saying it fine?
Alexandria.
Alexandria Library of today. I want all knowledge to be on my library. But that's impossible? No, if it's digital, it's not impossible. I can grab everything there. Yeah.
So like I have piles of those, what are those, there used to be big sets of CDs that you
Yeah.
got from IBM.
Developer connection?
Developer connection, like, would it be possible to create ISOs of those and send them to you and get them posted, or is that illegal to do that, or what's the story?
Well, it's, I don't know. It is legal for the library to do that, according to the US copyright law.
So if I talk to you about how to get that placed there, an ISO, then you could post a link to it and.
But we will have to check it out.
Okay.
I think we need to talk. But the library has permission to republish, according to the US copyright law,
Mhm.
there is an exception for libraries to republish content, to make copies of content, to have it on the library. Since the US copyright law doesn't say anything about digital libraries or physical libraries, they can do it.
And you can
That-
go download a copy of that ISO there and you have a copy of it?
To the link,
Yeah.
this is the Internet Archive page. Let me go. But it is also important, this is a a CD called IBM C++ Experience, and it has a zip file, 174 megabytes that you can download. But it is important to say also that the Internet Archive also respects copyright. If the copyright owners say, no, please take it down, they will take it down. Yeah.
Martin, do you ever have in your travels the Power OS2 or Power PC ISOs? Do you ever come across those?
No.
They're really rare.
I may have.
Wow.
Well, they told me they are like very
They're very
beta and
specific
unstable, and you need a specific hardware.
Specific hardware.
RS 600
You got that
6,000.
machine, yeah, Power PC machine,
You have that hardware?
and there are like two
Similar.
models
Similar.
on
Yeah.
which it will run. So for me, it's impossible to ever.
The
Yeah.
Common Reference something platform.
Yeah, but it was
There's
like,
only one or two models.
yeah,
But there's also models by Apple and Motorola.
yeah. I don't know, and if someone got that CDs, what can he do with that? Maybe run an emulator, or maybe, well, to experiment, but I don't know. Yeah, no.
Yeah. I'm just curious if you have any.
It would be great if you, I don't know, for your collection to have that Power PC with OS2, it would be great. Nice things to talk about it, but I don't know what else can be done. There was very few software compiled for the Power PC. There was some
There was a
little
compiled?
well, all
Yeah.
Warp 3 was compiled, of course. Warp 3 was running, but there were very little software available. But as a collection item, I think it should be very desirable to have the original CDs, not only the ISOs, the original CDs with a machine. Okay, so this is the other project I had, and the nice thing on the wiki, is that you can modify each page. I'm gonna access this page, and for example, here Neil is going to edit this page,
All right.
and he can add some text, okay? I'm gonna put it, this text. So you can see how it is what is the format of the wiki. For example, this is an image link, and I'm saying putting as a thumbnail. This is a header, like second level header, and this is a link to an internet site. And this is the category of the page. And I can save it. This is a test. Let's save it. And you can see show here, this is a test, okay? And I'm going to remove it later, okay? Because it doesn't make sense.
Can anybody edit this, or you have to be authorized?
No, anybody that has OS2World user ID and password for the forum can access with the same user and password and put more content there. All of this content is under the Creative Commons Solution Share Alike license, which is the same as Wikipedia. So this is not my wiki, it's our wiki, yeah? So anybody can say, no, Martin, I disagree with you. We are not friends any longer. I'm going to take all the information from your wiki. I'm going to put mine. He can do it. It's legally to do that. He can fork the wiki if he wants to, okay? So any content there, you can reproduce it under the same license on your own wiki and that way, okay? If you have a disagreement with me. And I can copy, if you disagree with me and make a fork and make it better than me, I can copy it back to you.
Yeah.
Okay? No hard feelings. Okay? So, any other question about the wiki? So it's like, I know it may be like disorganized, like having pages everywhere and trying to find a way to link it. Just like maybe like the internet, like the World Wide Web. But it works very fine to make something fast. For example, someone says, oh, I have this great software I found and I want to write about it. And it's called the XYZ editor, okay? Nobody has any documentation on that. I put it on the search. I put XYZ editor and I click create the page. And I say, this this is an editor, and this is the link. Okay? Okay, you can put the link there, okay? And you can create very quickly a page. And I will notice that you created a page on the recent changes. For example, Neil here created the XYZ editor, and I can check it and also help improving the page, okay? So if you made something wrong because you don't know the layout was the word, the layout of how the wiki works, I can also modify your pages and try to give it more style, more design, okay? And put it so. And the idea is, how do I learn the wiki, how to use the wiki is, I open a page and I edit it and I see the source code, just like it was on HTML. You used to have a web page to say, oh, how does this guy do that? You get into the source code and say, oh, this is the magic. So the same way here, you just click, you say, how did he put this image here? You click edit, and you say, oh, with this is the image, okay? So it's very, very quick, very fast, and very easy to use and to put more content there, okay?
Where's the section that you were talking about yesterday with the bee crap and your experiments?
Oh, yeah, sure.
You know, how not to do things?
Oh, yeah. I don't have it on the main page. But for example, I have here, I'm gonna put it XWarp on the search, and a lot of things will show up. For example, here are the programs that I installed on XWarp for OSD, OSBox, Firefox, Alex Lite.
Yes, but if you don't, like, you know what to search for.
Yeah.
Is there a section, like,
Because
the new
I
user
haven't,
comes?
there are things that are not completely organized, and I use the search function. For example, I have all organized on the category XWarp. I put this link directly on the presentation. And this category of articles called XWarp will show you all the articles I wrote, articles or pages I wrote about XWarp. So I have like AWarp, the broken things of AWarp, the configs is the directory configuration of AWarp. Then with BWarp and CWarp. So what I did to organize my experiment was to put all the pages the same category. Okay? So you have pages and you assign categories to each pages. So you can organize them.
So if you come to your home page
Yeah?
and you don't know what to search, what are you looking for this section?
Okay, that's easy. For example, I haven't made the category or the structure for people to access this category.
Oh, it's like it's a hidden section, right?
It's like, yeah, well, if you search it, it will show up.
Oh.
It's not hidden, but I haven't made the structure for people to access there. For example, if I go to the main page, and oh, you don't have additional, no, you don't have additional properties for the main page. The main page is mine, yeah. But I can put here on project pages and link to the XWarp category, so people will click XWarp and go here. I will do it, okay?
Well, I thought
With
you
my
were just
editor.
gonna keep it for us, our private knowledge.
No, but it's not.
Our
yeah, but-
secret website.
No, it's not a secret website, but you can go to the wiki and search for it, and in the presentation there is the link, the direct link for it. So it's not, and it can be searched on Google also. It's not like secret. It's not very good linked. Yeah, it's not linked in a very good way.
Yeah,
For
if
example,
it's unlinked, you.
unlinked, yeah,
you'll
unlinked
be-
from the main wiki page.
Yeah,
But it's linked from but it can be searched for anywhere on the internet.
but it's obscure.
Yeah, it's
not a
just-
good
yeah.
search term. You're not.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
no, it'd just be good at searching.
Yeah, for example, here's the CWarp directory structure. This is one. This is the tree command and the results of the tree command and how I structured the files on CWarp. Yeah, it's
How does it handle languages? Does the wiki software translate for you? Like, can you have it create a set of Spanish pages, or do you have to do that manually? how does that work?
What was the example?
Well, say we have German readers and Spanish.
Oh,
language
yeah,
readers.
yeah. I don't have that enabled,
Uh-huh.
but like Wikipedia, you can have like an article and on the lower side, you can have different languages, so
Right.
it can be translated. But it has to be manually.
Oh, okay.
There is like an extension that makes you put the language there,
Mhm.
but when you click it, it's empty and you have to put it in German.
Yeah, and it doesn't give you any tools for helping an initial
No.
translation or, okay.
Maybe there's something with Google's Translate that I haven't searched for. And well, and there is not a lot of people, there are some German articles, some Italian articles, but there are not enough people making articles in different language than English.
Mhm.
Can you show the articles that I've edited so far? Can you, let's say, show me the articles by this user?
Okay, for example, I will go to your profile page to say Neil Howard is the current secretary of Watchdog. You can update that.
Maybe.
And I can go to contributions, and I can see all the stuff you have edited on the wiki. You have edited the Lenovo ThinkPad X200, like January, and you can see I can see all the stuff you have. It's all public. You can see all my stuff.
Yeah.
And I can see, well, we all can see all for users what has been changing.
Mhm.
Okay? So that's how it works, and that's what I have here. I don't know if Dimitri is calling or the other in the living room. Any other question before going to Dimitri?
So Martin,
Yeah.
so the idea behind all this is that if somebody in OS2World wants to do something, one can go to your wiki,
Yeah.
get an ID at OS2World, and then start using that to document and to put out what you're doing, like you
Yes.
did with X1.
Yes. Yes.
Seems to be time. but-
Okay, you're completely right. That is the idea, for
That's the
people
idea.
to join there. Trying to find the downside is, we have to remember that the wiki is collaborative. So I put something and somebody say, okay, your spelling is not right, I'm going to put a point, a comma here. And if you get angry because of that and say, no, my article is unmodifiable, it was perfect as it is, and you are modifying, maybe a wiki is not for you.
Mhm.
Maybe you need a blog that you control and you don't want any opinion of that.
Mhm.
On a wiki, you're going to have no, or maybe, or if there is a conflict between two, they say, no, this one or this one, maybe I will have to get in and moderate it and say, okay, we stop this and
Mhm.
we put it like this. That's a personal opinion of this individual,
Yeah.
okay? So, we can get that problems. On a wiki is common.
Mhm.
Wikipedia is a hell of a problem with that. But well, we're not at the level of Wikipedia, so
Mhm.
yeah, no, this is my opinion, please don't change it, and that's all. Let's move on. Yeah, we try to get to that. Okay?
Okay.
Or well, Wikipedia is an encyclopedia. This is not an encyclopedia. This is
This is information about.
this is information, yeah. So if someone put a personal opinion, it will be better to put, okay, this article from Martin, this is their personal opinion, okay?
Martin, show the talk pages. The talk
Okay.
page, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because that's where that kind of conversation belongs on the
Yeah.
wiki. If people disagree about something,
Oh,
they should add a note to the talk page related to the article.
Yeah, there's the discussion page.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
it's
But-
not called.
but- but-
Oh, on Wikipedia, it's called talk.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
for
But
example,
discussion, yeah.
this is my, I showed this is my
Yeah.
hit list for the open source campaign. And on discussion, well, I don't discuss much with people because there are like 2 or 3 people that constantly edit. But on discussion page, I put like comments of, oh, don't forget to upload this to GitHub to upload this software or some.
But let's say
list.
someone sees
Yeah.
one of your articles and says, that's really not right. But instead of just going in and blindly editing Martin's article,
Okay,
you could go to the discussion page and say, Martin, I think that you need to clarify X, Y, and Z. And here's the information that I have. And then Martin could say, no, go away, and leave.
That's the end of it.
And that's the end of it, and then you never visit again. Or he could say,
Yeah.
you know, that's a good idea, why don't you add that? And then you can go ahead and do it.
You know, there
Yeah.
was a lot of discussion a little while ago on OS free and some of the developers of OS free and what they were doing.
Mhm.
And they're open source and they're, I remember this from looking at some forums, but I never found any of the stuff on OS2World.
Okay.
Like, the OS2World didn't have any of the stuff, this was all inside of various forums that I found about, people discussing OS free.
Whenever you see stuff that discusses an open source clone of OS2, be very wary. OS2 is a proprietary operating system, and there is no open source way to exactly duplicate OS2. So, without getting into the legalities of OS free, I will say that it's highly unlikely that OS free would pass muster in a US patent court. So, and Martin tries to stay on the right side of the law around the world. So that's quite often why you don't see references to certain things that you know are out there. OS free, OS 4. There are questions as to how legal that is according to US law.
Well, I disagree with Louis on this part. For the moment, OS 3 is completely different from OS 4. OS 4 has some legal problems. It's a implementation of a kernel from leaked IBM source code. So it may have problems in the US or any other country that has similar copyright laws.
Yeah.
Okay, OS 3, for what I know, the developers is a different concept. They're trying to make OS2 work or a clone of OS2 kernel with the L4 kernel.
L4 kernel.
Yeah. So I think that even there are both Russians, they are not in the same sack. Do you call it that?
Yeah,
way?
yeah.
Okay. So, for example, OS 3 has produced some DLLs replacement. There are just forwards, just like the IBM's DLLs. There are just forwarders. OS 3 has produced it in a completely legal way.
Right, like
Yeah.
the loader.
Yeah.
They have a
Well,
loader, yeah.
Well, no, the loader, yeah. OS 3 has one loader.
Yeah.
QS init has another loader.
Freeloader.
But I think when we call the legality of things, we need to say this component is legal because you are taking IBM code, or you are doing that, or you will have this problem with this patent for the evil software patents issue. But I think, okay, if you have a problem, just list what are the components that have the problem.
Yeah.
On the other side, I think it can be good for someone to try to re-implement the presentation manager API, the SOM API. SOM free is called, or free SOM, I think. It doesn't have any IBM source code, and he's trying to well, he tried, because he's no longer active, but he tried to make some system object model in an open source way, and he has some components there that are open source, and it's the copyright of that guy.
From what I recall, there was actually a free PM effort.
Free PM, it's incomplete, it doesn't
Yeah.
work, but it can evolve.
Yeah.
Version 0.1 is not going to be perfect, it's not going to be complete, but it is for things to evolve in time. It's not that in one shot there's going to be a perfect OS2 clone
Yeah.
from one day to another like magic.
It's a big system.
It's a big system, but I think we should try to break the monster and see, I'm going to focus on presentation manager. I'm going to focus on GPI. I'm going to focus on CPI, and each CPI, right?
Yeah.
Common, control program interface.
Let's see.
Yeah, which is very close to the kernel, well, there's an issue there. Well, but I think it's possible with a lot of work, with a lot of time, and see from one, and try to focus on the little pieces. Okay?
Okay.
I think we're getting to the time when
Okay.
Dimitri ought to call, but I don't even know if he's called yet.
Okay,
because
okay.
I'm looking
I
at
will
this
check
book.
that.
But Thank you for the.
Okay, thank you, and you can use the OS2World.